Hey, good morning.
Hey, morning, Rob.
Good morning.
Hey,
Morning, everybody.
Hello.
Morning. お願いします。I'm going to do any jumping around today, but just start with the vertical, just kind of pulsing through. Explore the feet. Very light. If it's a bit cold, obviously you can make it a bit more active. Bounce a little bit. Front and back, rolling through. Side to side. Rotate it. Coming into a wave. Good. A little bit with making it big, making it small. Coming down to the ground if you feel like it. A little bit. Nice. Great. Okay. And just explore one thing, which is like the distance from the arms to the core of the body. So as you do it, you can kind of stretch them out, but you can also keep them quite close and do everything in between. But just explore what's happening in the core of the body as you go out with the arms and as you go more close to the body. Obviously, the core needs to be less active when the arms are closer. And the more I go out, the more the core's going to have to activate, or just go into tension by holding the body. But just try and see if you can notice the body holding itself in tension, and see if you can get more with the feeling where the core's really activated. All this stuff about activating the lower body, grounding. But just know that even having the hands on the same line, the more they go out, the more the core's really got to hold the body together, and not through tension, through something else. Okay, and then just looking at drawing the hands up. And you've got two actions, you've got the out of the arms and you've got also the up. So just feel like you've got everything behind the arms, the core really active. The best one, I say this a lot, maybe it's like when the hand goes up, you need to drop the feeling down. So 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕 just says hand up, you down. Hand up, you down. And he talks about like draining through the marrow of the arm. So the feeling's like everything's sinking through the arm, rather than holding the joint up, lifting it up. It's much more feeling draining down through the joints. Just play a little bit with this. I feel like the whole movement's just passing through the core of the body. It's not going external at all, and it's not going to the back or anywhere else. It's going just through the body. Right through the body. Just make it as big as you like. Kind of come in. You can also come all the way down, a little bit, throwing the hands to the back. Just let the arm swing through. That's it. Good. Yeah, nice. There's one thing which is where the head, I can stop the arms from leading the movement, but also the head can start to lead the movement too at certain points. So there might be a point where you go like something like this, the head starts to kind of do something like this, and then something like that. It's like pulling back up with the neck and then pulling the body up. But just get a sense that the head, the neck's just an extension of the spine. So it's really just working from the spine. And just let the head follow that. And as you come up, try and avoid like that, but it's much more the feeling that the movement again is always going to be released from the ground into the hip and then out. So just get a feeling of this kind of, it's really the wave movement, but it's done in a more functional way. So just get a sense for what's happening in the top section of the spine and into the neck. Just let the eyes, the head, just let it all follow that movement. Yeah, that's it. That's it, that's it. That's it. There we go, good. Okay, we do the rotation one, so you're like this, arms out. Get the same kind of feeling, so just play a little bit here, just with lifting the arms to the side. And I want to get the feeling like I'm raising the arms up through the center. Like this, rather than kind of just that. I feel that you can do it athletically, just lifting the arm, but you can get a sense of raising up from the center. So I feel like a scarecrow when I do it. It's like the arms are being pinned up. Okay, all you're going to add to this movement is a twist with the hip. So you've got that twist. So the twist is in the hip, but it's not in the spine, like that. So get a sense that it's more of a rotation through the spine, but the hips are twisting. Oh, you're doing that. And then back. So you snap it in, snap it back. When you go through this motion, watch this. Let this arm really contact the shoulder. This means I'm really using the full rotation. If I'm doing this, it means I'm actually holding the arm through the movement. Because if I stop holding it, it will just do that. So it's not that I'm trying to touch the shoulder. It's that I'm trying to release the arm, and I'm trying to stop that happening. I'm trying to not stop the arm. If that makes sense. It's a double negative. I'm trying to not do that. So you just let that happen. It goes to the shoulder, and the other one goes to the lower back. Just so you can release the structure. That's it. And when you've got that, just make it a little bit more fluid. And ideally, I want the shoulder to be traveling in like this line. So it's not doing anything out. In this case, it's kind of direct. You can fire it out. It's a little bit different, but in this case, do this. This is quite similar to the way we use the jaw work. So that kind of movement with the shoulder. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hey, yeah, good. That's it, Nick. Good. Nice. There we go. Yeah, good. Nice. And just take the focus away from the arms as you do it, and go into the feet. So you've got the same feeling in the arms, but I don't want to hold the feet on the ground, so I don't want to do something like this. But I also don't want to do something like this. So I don't want to make the feet do the movement. So get a feeling where you can just release the legs. So the legs are like the structure in the legs is as if they're in the arms. Because they're receiving weight, there's a natural kind of compression goes through the leg. So it's lengthened, it's relaxed, but it's not going to be active in the movement. So just get the sense that it's just going to drain. So the movement passes through the structure in the same way it passes through the arm, in a relaxed way. And that allows the weight of the body to enter the ground. The moment I do that, the weight's going up and out. Try and get the weight to go down. It's the same again with the jaw work. The weight needs to go down, not out like that. It needs to go down. Just do it. Which means the legs actually needs to be relaxed. And you can relax the legs much more than you think you can. So I think if I relax the legs, I'm going to fall over somehow, but it just won't happen. I just relax into the leg and the body will just fall into them. The structure will just hold you in place. But you can release the legs quite a lot, especially the knees. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. And this is why I say like the structure needs to fall into itself. It needs to just boom, drop into itself. And then the structure can drop into the ground more clearly. Yeah, that's it. Good. Okay, then the same, just working the shoulders. Just start into this one. So you're into this kind of action now. So you've got now it's like a stretching motion with the hip. So rather than like twisting, they're like pulling apart. So they're doing like that motion. Yeah. And then just work your way into it where you've got the arms. So with it. Just focusing a little bit on the ground. But first it's just trying to get the arms coordinated. For me, I really need to emphasize the back in this movement. Really get the body opening out much more to the back. It's very easy to get into this forward. So get the body where it's centered. And just feel you can emphasize a bit more the back side. Especially if the shoulders are tight, it means I really need to stop the hips really creating the motion. And the shoulders are just doing that basically. The moment I feel the shoulders are doing that, that's when I've locked the body up. So feel that the shoulders more and more can free up. And you're going to do that with the spine from the hip. So that movement. And then once you've got that, just feel you can make it a bit bigger. Top of the head. And now the whole torso is going to really roll with it. So it's going to really open out. Open out. Open out. And again, especially now, really emphasizing the back of the movement. Just let the hands settle on the top of the head as they come over. And then later what I can do is just keep them a little bit above the head when the momentum comes. But there'll be a moment now when I stop, the hands fall. Stop, fall. Stop, fall. Stop, fall. That's it. Good. That's it. Boom. Good. The main thing in this one is not just the shoulder, but the elbow. So as you go over, feel that the elbow's arcing back. If you think about like Shomanuchi work, or Yokomanuchi work, I need to do it with a heavy elbow, but the elbow needs to be flexing. So if I lock the joint up like this will translate to like this kind of movement. And if you imagine using the sword like this, it would be really absurd. So you use the structure of the arm to its advantage. So in this case, the structure just goes. boom, boom. And again, it's just about releasing the arm. So it's about not holding the arm in place or in position, just letting it there. So it's much more emphasis on that. My emphasis here is actually, my focus here is this part of the body. So I'm making this strong. This goes strong and the core goes strong. So it's the core, the lats, all this back part of the body. This goes really strong at this point to hold the body together. If it doesn't, then the arms do that and the center's weak. So these exercises are all about loosening, but they're also about trying to create a kind of solid center. And then once you've got that, just take it around. You just take it away. You just go, go, go. And then you've got two ways to do this. So you can do it that way or that way. And now you're just carrying the momentum over. And the big problem now is the knees. The tendency to really twist against the knees. So just look out for your own knees. Let them just follow the toes. That's it. Good. And if you get lost with this one, just go back to that first exercise, just splitting the arms. I find this the hardest one to teach, even in real life. Super tricky. I think they use it in Japan for Alzheimer's patients, people in geriatric homes to get the brain active. So,
what are you trying to say?
No. But even I find the most difficult people to teach are actually 30-year-olds with zero hand-eye coordination, which is kind of bizarre. They play games all day. You think you might have some kind of coordination. But anyway, that's another story. It'll be ages. Anyway. Good. Great. Okay, what I want you to do is just mix these up. So it's a little bit like the Seitai stuff. You can mix all the directions together. You can do the same here. So I'm just going to play a little bit with dropping the hip, maybe sending it out, maybe swinging it to the back. But just play with it. You can basically carry it over. So the key thing in all those exercises is the center connection to the periphery. So just think about the hips, the hands, and this is basically, we're going to go into 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒄 work, but keep a sense of swinging. So you just want to swing. So there's no real focus in it. If you find any other movements, it's also great because there's a ton of movements also like in this direction, this way, and also that way as well. So there's a big range of motion that you've got. You've got this static vertical, you've got this movement, this, and then you've got the circle. But everything's basically in between those. You've got this vertical move, horizontal, and then this movement. Yeah, that's it. And you can play one side, both sides. But just let the arms follow the hips a little bit. It's a little bit free. I imagine a little bit, in this case, I'm in water and I've got the water surrounding me here. So I'm allowing the arms to kind of hit the water, boom, and through. So I'm trying to like cut the space in between, in the water, basically. So I imagine like slapping water here. And it's just about getting the arms to fall in line, basically. That's it. Good. And this is worth really playing with, kind of just really exploring. Yeah. Great. Okay, take a jog. We'll continue from yesterday. Great. We'll just start a little bit of turning, just nice and quick. Yeah, these are really about centering the jaw, so centering the focus on the jaw. So you've got now these two centers. You've got the center of the jaw, center of your body, and you want to really start to work them together. Again, you can do, in this case, you can do like this. I can fix the center down in the ground, and I can just do that. That's actually a good way to isolate this part of the body. So it's a good way to work it. But it's while working on like hip connection. Just get a sense that that connection is actually quite loose. So the hips are really going to have the sense that the hips can rotate the jaw. And this is actually a strange feeling because it feels like the hand stops doing it. And it really does. So just get the sense that actually the hand's just actually following the movement of the jaw. So I want to feel more and more like this is direct. The connection's here, not the way around, which makes me have to do this kind of thing. So it's like that. And it's like that. And that's easier the closer the jaw is to the body. So I can control the jaw like that, but the further away it gets, the less my influence at the center has. So I need to find the right place. That's it. Nice and simple. That's it. And then just try this one. So there's this, and there's this. So this is just wrapping around the body. The arm's doing this, but what I want you to again get the sense that the center's leading it. Right in the center. Hopefully you've got space. If you don't have space, make it really small. You do like that. The key thing in this, you can even do this really small by, I mean, like this way. So it's just that. So I can do this in a hotel room in Japan, no problem. There, 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 there. And then if I can just make it a little bit bigger. Again, you're going to need to flex the elbow to do it. See that? Yeah. I'll try to from this angle as well. There. And just change sides as you like. Cutting across. You just get more and more the feeling that the hip can drive the movement. And we do all these movements in the 31, like these kind of movements. This is what we mean when we say like the center drags the jaw. So it's really the sense that the jaw's being dragged by the center. Drag. Yeah. That's good. That's it. No, that's it, Carol. Nice. Yeah, very good. Very nice. Okay, then just take it a bit higher. So you're going to go just one-sided, this, and then rolling it back. This, rolling it back. This, rolling it back. Now you're going to do a big kind of spiral through the arm. It's just one-sided, back. One-sided, back. Ideally, just watch the jaw is going to travel in a kind of horizontal plane. What I don't do is like something like that, and it's also quite dangerous if I do it at speed. It's going to, the potential to hit myself is quite hard, quite high. This is there. And really, again, keep the key sense in this is that the hips start the movement and continue it. So just watch this. I can do this movement like this. Hips start, and then the arms take over. Hips start, arms take over, but get the feeling that the hips drive everything. So the hips are constantly active through the movement. So every part of the spiral or every part of the movement is the hip. And it's passing it through the hand and then into the jaw. And just do this both sides just a few times. That's it. Good. And get as much as you feel the spiral up, try and see if you can find the spiral down into the ground through the feet. So you really want the spiral to be entering the ground. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Good. And then just go to transition in the hand. So you're going to go across. Now in this case, you're going to put the hand just on the flat of the back of this hand. And then I let the hand catch it. So it goes up, over, and then I catch it. It goes to that side. Up, over. At this point, just place the hand on the back. That, and then it rotates into the hand. And it happens right above the head in this case. So just at the top of the skull. There. That's it. Let's give it a try. Just check. Yeah. So imagine this move, when you do this one, it's going direct to the core. Now, what can happen is I do this, I start to try and grab the jo, and it comes out of the core, and then I'm doing it with the arms, just by nature of it. So get the sense that the jo's just coming here. So every time it goes, that right to the core, right to the core, right to the core, and then right to the core there, and then I just find that position. So that needs to, again, this is one of those movements that needs to be like magnetic. I need to draw the whole thing to the core every time. That needs to be my natural, needs to be my natural aim every time to draw towards the core. And if I start to think gut, periphery now, so I'm thinking all the time, draw to the core. How do I do that? And that's usually going to be quite direct, so I don't want to go around to do it. I'm going to go straight to the core. Straight to the middle. That's it. That's it. Good. There we go. There we go. Good. Nice. Very nice. Well, it looks great. Good. I could do one more just to open the back out. So you go one way now. So you go up over the head, change. You get to here, and then you let it go around the back. Up over the head, get to here, and then let it go around the back. So you go horizontal, and then vertical around the back. Horizontal. And do it first, really, the 10 sections do this in flow first, but get the sense that you're really using the angle. So this horizontal drops vertical, horizontal. So do this really slow, especially if you've got a small space. Vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Just take it really slow. Just get used to one side, and then you can do it. You can change the other side. Horizontal, vertical. Yeah, that's it. Very nice. It's just going to travel around one way. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Boy, that keeps up and back. Good. Very good. Okay, and then you can, if you want, just play with both, play with making it a little bit more fluid. That means the angle is going to slightly change. So the basic is going to take a kind of diagonal. Be really careful, don't do this too fast because it's very easy to hit yourself in the back of the head with a jo. So you go like this, and then as you go through, rather than getting to the vertical, it's going to wrap around. Now I've got to really use the hips well. Now if I do like that, and I try and catch the jo, it's going to hit me in the back of the head. So I need to be flexible around the jo. So this is where the state of the movement really changes. The quality of the movement changes from something quite static to something that's very flexible. Now all this movement of the body, especially the 𝒑𝒂𝒂𝒂 we do, is really useful. I allow the core to be supple, and that's what drives the jo. And you can do both ways. That's it. So feel that a change in handwork is the necessity is a change in hip work and a change in the quality of the spine. Otherwise, I'm doing the static fast, and it's just a different kind of quality. Something more fluid. That's it, that's it, that's it. Very nice. And then the last few minutes with this, just play with anything you like, but just get this feeling you can be supple with it. You can roll it around, go to the back, just play around with it. But just get this sense of clear directions. And then once I've got clear directions, I can just mix them all in. And there's no kind of mistake. Just let the jo flow. So, good. And if you find different movements or movements we've not done today, just follow them, let them come out. So, and just keep bringing the body all the time back to the core and back to the hips. How are the hips facilitating the movement? There we go. Good. Great. Just watch this now. You're going to use the feet, but you take, again, a different kind of quality. So I'm a bit interested now in a bit more functional movement. So you can do the same exercise we've just done, just moving around. So you just kind of move. This is really interesting, just to kind of get through the space. But just look at a little bit more like about function. So we're going to go again into this kind of hasso movement. And again, they're reliant on the hands and the feet. We're working through the center in a kind of functional way. So when you do this, just get the sense that you're going to move the body. As you do it, get the sense that there's an impact there. There. And you can start with this really simple movement like this, just there, there. But I have a really sense of impacting the body. This is like when we do Taijutsu, we do these kind of movements. You do this kind of movement. It's got that same kind of feeling. So, and my focus again is the hip and dragging the jaw through the movement. And in this case, just think about there's a kind of little bit of an impact through the body. It's kind of there. And it's like a soft impact. It's not like a kind of thrusting impact. So it's like a dense, heavy impact. This is the one we use when we blend in. Boom. Just impacts. Just make it simple. Just stepping. Yeah. Boom. 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 Nice. Okay, so the point about this one is moving away from the center of the jaw, because all of these movements you've just done, I can do them with whatever length of stick. I can do them with like nothing, but it's all revolving around the center of the jaw. Now, the point of this exercise is that I'm transferring the feeling to the ends of the jaw. So when you do this kind of exercise like this, my feeling's not only here, but it's here. So I'm creating a kind of triangulation now between my center, this center of the jaw, and where I want the energy to go. So we'll go out to here. So when you do this kind of movement and this, I need to have a really clear line between the movements. Think about channeling the energy through the jaw now, through the end, and that always has a clear end. Gong, gong. Even this one. Gong. Everything you're going to kind of impact with the end of the jaw. And this is useful for when we play with people, when you do things like ikkyo. So I'm impacting the body off to the arm or into the wrist with kotegaeshi. These are the points when I'm trying to transfer the center weight. That's it. You can do this one-handed, you can do it two-handed, just really play with it. One hand is a bit more difficult. I need to be a bit more conservative with the movement. As soon as I've got two on it, I can start to make pretty big movements with it. And we're into hasso. There we go. Ah, yeah, good. That's it. Okay, so explore a little bit, both hands on the jaw. What I want you to imagine now is like blocking movement. So that means I'm protecting the center line. So blocking means basically protecting the center of the body. So you do this front like this. We'll do this one really first up. It's like 𝒊𝒔𝒏𝒕, like this. And imagine you've got a ski coming towards the body. It's going to come here. I can bend it this way, impacting down, and bend it this way. But just play with both, and you do this both sides. So you've got four options. left side, right side. Now imagine something coming right towards the center. I'm going to go there. Here, I'm going to go there. And that's my focus is this part of the joke. So what's going on between the hands and how do I pass that movement? So they there. Try. Try. Okay. Tricky. Just explore the footwork a little bit. Most of the time, because this is a block, you're going to be wedging backwards. You're going to be coming back. But in essence, it doesn't matter quite yet. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is the point of center line work. I need to be coming back onto my center. So if you've got this kind of motion, what I do isn't this, because that exposes me again to the center line, and the person will just absorb it and come through again. So what I need to do in this case is this. So I'm back onto the center line of the body. So when you go here, this. So I'm protecting my center line. So, but I'm not doing this. That leaves me totally exposed. That's okay if I'm setting up a trap. So I leave a trap for them and it goes somewhere else. But in this case, you're going to go back and back onto the center line. My feeling with this is that I'm not only going to hit the jaw, I'm going to hit the hand. Boom. So I'm going to use that by the center line. So I'm hitting the tip of the jaw onto the hand. In practice, we hit the jaw, but in reality, you're hitting the hand. Boom. So that needs like a centered connection again. So you've got this position, rolling back, apply the center. It's about now applying the center work. There. There. And again, the hips are always going to be active.
So, Michael, would you, is this a back foot, back leg, and back hand? Are they rotating, or the front part of the body?
Yeah, in this case, the back side.
The back.
So it's a bit like a rudder on a boat. So the back hand's going to create the movement, and the back hip.
Okay.
Yeah, you can basically test that by don't move the feet. So if I say I can't move the feet, how do I create that movement?
Mm-hmm.
I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
That. If I go in this case with the front hand, the front hip will do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I need that. So that movement, yeah, it's going to come from the backhand, back foot, and that all goes together.
Thank you.
Good. Good. Okay. Good. So I'm forced if I work. This is the great thing about spiral work. I'm forced to do a spiral if I stay on a linear. So if I try and hold the line, and I want to get back on the line, I'm forced to do a spiral. So I can do everything like this by being linear, and I can get off the line and do that. And that just avoids the situation. So, but if I'm working on the line, wedging the line, I need a spiral. So it makes it the only alternative or the only option. So I have to do that. So the spiral is not a choice; it's a necessity. So this is the point. The spiral work is the natural consequence of how I use the line. So this is kind of important in Aikido work. So just get the sense that as you go, there's a spiral being passed through the jaw. Spiral being passed. There. I'm just playing out. You get the spiral and then just pass it forward, so you get there into the body, and then thrust it through. And just come back. So open a little bit, blend back, thrust it through. And you can do this both sides, both legs. So you've got 4 options. Spiraling that way, around the body, press it through, and the other way. Do receive back, receive forward. That's easy. That's it. go. Great. Nice. Yeah. Good. Okay. We'll work some that are the same, work on the same thing, but they're just going to work to the legs now. So we'll do the first one to the side, so it goes like this. Just wedge a little bit off the line. Now the ski's going to come directly to the knee, so it's going to hit the knee. Yeah. What you're going to do is this movement now. So you're going to slide back. You're going to do this to this position. So I'm placing the jaw in the position where the knee was. So I'll show from this way, maybe it's a bit clear. It goes like this. You go back, there, and then this position. Now the weight needs to hang down. This. Now just play with that. So you're just going to come here and back. There. Here, back. It's really got a sense of like a whip from the hip. Whip from the hip, basically. So this is a geran protection, ski to the knee. That's it. Okay, think about 3 points, your center, the connection in the hands, and the tip of the jaw. In this case, what you're going to use is just somewhere around here on the jaw. So I'm going to make contact here. I don't want to use this part for the contact because it's too fine. So it's about here. And what you want to do is, when you know, all the time we do this kind of wave work with the ken. It's kind of this. It's the same feeling here. So it's like an impact. It's a percussive impact. So it's something happening between the hand, this hand, and the center. It's got kind of quality. The moment I do with one side, or I do it with the arms, I find that center and the hand to be working together. And then I get this kind of percussion. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And just play with it a little bit. You can do this, again, both sides. You can do it without moving the feet. And it's just to get this idea of what's happening between the center and the hands. That's it. Yeah. That's it. You're not only blocking, but you're impacting the jaw. I want to blow the jaw away. The other person's jaw. This creates a gap for me to thrust through.
Michael, do I hold the line or do I go a little bit off the line?
And this is a special case for the jaw where you just slightly wedging. So just if I stay on the line, it doesn't matter what I do because they can just flow through it and they can still catch the knee. So the important thing with this is that I take the body off the line, but I'm not doing that. So this is really coming off the line. In this case, I'm just wedging that. I just take the knee. So this is a special case for the jaw where we just wedge. You're kind of wedging on the line, if that makes sense. So it's not quite off the line, not quite on the line, it's wedged. Wedged. Like a wedge of cheese. Good. Okay, now you've got the other side. This is a bit more difficult because of the hip work. So when you do this side, you're going to go off. You're going to go to here. Now the key thing in this, I'll show a few times. It goes like this, this. The key thing in this one is that I don't do this. So I'm not rotating the hips away. I'm keeping the hips as they are. And I'm finding that position. So you're doing this. So the hips stay in this position. So it looks like that. Rather than that. This is a different kind of movement. Valid, equally valid, but not for this one. So just that. And again, I'm trying to think about the end of the jaw, how to make a kind of percussion. Center. Again, it's got this kind of heavy elbow quality all the time. Yeah, that's it. So this one's wedging off to the back right. Your back right. Good. And just mix those two again with ski work. So you get to here, roll back. Wait, forget this. Roll back. Now the key part in this one is how I get back to the center. So first when you do the ski, roll back into the center. And then thrust with it. Don't step on the floor. So you're going to go like this, this, this. This, this, this. So in this case, actually 3 movements. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you're kind of re-establishing the center line when you do it. There we go. You block down, refine the kind of the line with the Joe, and then ski. Yeah, that's it. Later this merges all together, but just to get the idea. That's it. There we go. Okay, good. You've all got it. Do like this now. So this is blending it together. So you go like this. This. So you impact it and straight back on the line. There. There. So it goes like this. Whoa. And it all comes together. It just snaps back. And then what you do is just add the ski to it. So you do this, 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 this. So you just do like 2 movements now. This, this, this. This, this. I'm constantly trying to re-establish the line. And that's what's going to allow me to like pierce through as you do that. Roll back. Thrust. Whoa. There we go. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. There's like a snap back to Kamae. There we go. And then just do the same thing on the other side. So you've got this, this. Actually, usually this in 3 steps first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you can just make it into 2. There. Oh, it's better. Nice. So these are very like sharp movements. Really, really rely on center work. Okay, great. Good. Okay, and then there's basically skis to the throat. So you've got Jodan skis where you're going to protect towards the throat. Someone's going to come here. In practice, we tend to do it to the chest, but in reality, it's either to the throat or the mouth. So what you're going to do is start from this position, like this. So this time it's starting from here. And what you do in this one is it's coming towards the throat. You wedge back and you protect the line this way. So just start from this position. It gives me a bit of a clearer way to do it. You can do it from 𝒊𝒂𝒿, but in this case, you're going to sink down, slide down, protect the head this way. The key thing again in this one is you're going to work with a spiral. So you roll back and it's spiral. Spiral. And once you got to that position again, I'm on the line. Just thrust back through. So go here. 1, 2. Around, back, back. Give it a try. This is a bit of a special one. We use this movement quite a lot, and you're creating like a big wedge triangle with the body. So what you do with this, again, it's the hip work, but it's like this kind of quality. Now, as you go back, the arms are here. So you've protected this part here, again, with a kind of impact. And then I'm in this kind of position. So your position is like this. So this arm's quite wedged, it's quite far back. Now that's the position that I'm going to just be able to initiate a ski straight from. So in this one, I don't want to be here. This is really too wedged up because I'm going to have to release the joke to the back to make the ski. So get the sense that as you come through here, I create like a big wedge triangle between this hand, and the center. This back onto the joke, and then I'm in the back foot, back hand, and then I thrust it through. So it goes like this, 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 right in. That's so. That's it. Yeah. Good. Oh. Nice. Okay, last one. This is wedging to the outside. So you've got wedge to the inside, wedge to the outside. So you're now like this. The ski's going to come through here. What you're going to do is just open the body out this way. So just you're in ski, come out, open the body out. The ski comes up. We do this one quite a lot. You wedge off this way. So you wedge off the line, and you find it go this way. This is like a rolling block. So it's like this, and then from here, what you're going to do is drop the center in, find a ski. So here, open out a little bit to the left, wedge off to the right side, raise the arms up, and then from here, hip work, hips, hips, in. This is 3 movements. You've got 1, 2, 3. Just like that.
And Michael,
yeah.
The expectation is that that someone will like do something like that against my head, like a yokoman against my head. Is it show or?
This is for a ski to the throat. You can do this against a yokoman, but it's slightly changed the position. But think about this as a ski to the throat. I'm going to catch the jo underneath it. So I'm going to catch the jo just as it comes through this plane.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to just make contact underneath it with mine. So I trap the jo here, and then what I do is press onto the jo this way. And then I get it out of the way. We do this in the 31 Jokata when we do that movement, that, and then that. But the hand's in a different position. In this case, it's forearm this way. So that, just collect underneath it, apply the hips, and then find the ski.
Thank you.
Good. That's it. Yeah. So the second move's the most difficult because the hips are in a strange position, but I need to get the percussive impact is going to come at that part now. So this part is not the percussion. This part is. So this is now the percussion. So as you go through, in this case, you're preventing the person coming further down so they can get to this position. If I don't make contact with them, they just follow the body and thrust down. So I'm putting the person in this position. They can choose what to do. They can withdraw the jo, but I'm gonna already have struck the jo by the time I make contact. So it's like this now, and then what you do is with the hip. There's that, and the arms are going to pass through a circle. So you've got that, this, and that goes in. Yeah. So just look for that moment as you drop down. Is impact. So we go boom. In practice, that's on the jo again. In reality, that's on the hand. I'm going to take the hand out. The jo. And this is really a bit of an application of those first movements where the hip bring this movement, tricky move. That's it. Good. Last minute, so just choose, you can do 2 of them, you can do all of them, just play with them. So all of them, you can either start from this position or this position, you can do the Jodan one. But just play with rolling back. Oh, you lose your flip-flop, thrusting through, slip on the ground. Goes like this, rolling back, thrusting through. So just imagine you can move around the room a little bit. You can just go Jodan, thrusting through, Shudan, thrusting through. But all of them are based on the same pattern, which is creating a wedge, finding a percussion, and then finishing with a ski. Percussion, ski. Percussion, ski. Percussion, ski. Percussion, ski. Percussion, ski. And just play with them how you like. Very nice. Right. Okay, very nice. So eventually with these forms, once you've got them and you can kind of apply them, the aim is to get something like a kind of soft percussive impact. And this is the kind of impact that will pass through the jaw into the person's center. So I can do a hard, brittle kind of percussion, which is kind of like this. And it will save me, it will stop the jaw. It's perfectly functional. But the idea later is to get an idea where the whole body can kind of press through. And I'm trying to translate that movement not only to my jaw, through their jaw and into the person's center. So that you get movements like this happens to the person, and that traps them in the center, and that's what pins them to be able to allow me to do the ski next. Otherwise, the person's kind of free; they can choose what they want to do. So, soft kind of blow to it. So it's got a kind of dense, heavy boom that's just from the body, and that's what we translate in the Aikido work or in the Taijutsu work, from away from like to boom, something that's quite heavy with the body. This is where that basically goes later. But still, that's it. We'll finish. Domo, arigato. Domo, arigato. Good. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you,
Michael.